Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about Canva design templates.
All right, I'll get going here. Today
Okay.
we're going to talk about Canva, like Marty said, Canva design templates. We're going to talk a little bit actually about sort of just sales and prepping homeowners for sales as well. So a little bit of both, but we'll kind of bring that up in the context of Canva. The other thing I'm going to plug here is we do have peak performance released. If you're not familiar with peak performance, it is basically an industry benchmark report. I don't know how long it is, 80, 90 pages, something like that. All about just the roofing industry primarily. So if you want, that's a QR code. You can download it. If you're interested, this is just a good place to know where you stand in the industry. So definitely something you can check out. It's totally free. There's nothing really for it. If you're not a JobNimbus customer, they would spam you, but I think all of you are JobNimbus customers. So uh, you can download this without harassment. Then the rest is we are the Genius team. So if you haven't been to one of these before, we're a team of 5 and now 6, actually. We work supporting mid market and kind of small, medium logos with webinars, office hours. We do training. A lot of our training is focused on the new estimating, which is why this whole workshop and webinar series has been on that as well. And we basically serve as kind of consultants for JobNimbus, any relevant resources. And we're trying to get a little bit ahead on things like thought leadership in sales. So my name is Colton. I run the Genius team. A couple fun facts about me. I'm a former tennis pro, which doesn't mean I was like Federer. Just I was an instructor. I actually wasn't that good, but I did teach tennis. Love kayaking, love the outdoors. Pretty typical kind of Calgary person doing lots of outdoor stuff. So I spent the last few years talking to contractors. So I'm starting to get to know what I'm talking about. But we just want to talk generally first about quoting. So, really, what is in a quote? So, a lot of people really think just a quote is kind of just an itemized list, and the industry is evolving. We're seeing close rates much higher on people who are doing this more of a sales presentation style and including more things in their quoting, which is why we're talking about Canva today, because it's going to give you a way to build those things. It's more than a piece of paper. It's a way for you to communicate with homeowners. This is one of the largest purchases a lot of homeowners will make other than their home themselves. But this is something they're going to make maybe twice in their life, and it's expensive. So we want to take a more diagnostic approach. So kind of consulting with people around the industry the last few years, and we're formerly Sumo Quote Me and Marty. So we've been estimating for a few years now, and we kind of came up with these elements of a perfect quote. There's really 5, and we're going to basically walk through these things, and we're going to use Canva examples in each of them for ways you can integrate them into the new sales experience or whatever your process might be now. So really the 5 are connect with homeowners, educate homeowners, solve their problems, remove risk, provide social proof. So we'll just go through these. So first thing is connecting with homeowners. So we know that 95% of purchases are made from emotion. There's not necessarily a lot of logic in decision making for a homeowner. It's you're gonna go with what your gut tells you the best contractor is or lowest price, depending on your area. Lowest price can definitely be a big factor, but a lot of people will take 3 quotes. They'll pick the middle quote, or they'll pick the most expensive quote if their contractor seems particularly competent. I mean, that's like we had a big reno in my house, and we picked not the cheapest because we picked the most professional. So you want to be able to connect and create an estimate that connects with your homeowners. So you want to show you care about the value of their home. You want to validate that this is a high stress decision for them. Show you understand the process, and you care about their project. That you can connect with them on that level. So a really good way to do this, I mean, this is already built into the new sales experience, is include a picture of their home on the front cover, personalizes your quote for them. So that shows a connection right away. And then what you want to do here is you want to validate any specific concerns they might have. So you want to anticipate things they're going to be worried about. There's a little bit more about this on remove risk later, but things like preferred contractor status, BBB status, National Roofing Association, so anything like that, anything that can show I'm a real contractor. I actually am a professional. For better or for worse, a lot of contractors have a bad rap because of horror stories, and you want to prove that you're not those guys. So you want to be able to communicate through nice looking Canva templates like these. We'll talk. We'll actually go into Canva after. Um, but just to give some ideas, good ways to connect with homeowners, you can do kind of on the left here, like a salesman intro. So if you have, five sales guys, two sales guys, one sales guy, doesn't matter. You can do a little intro that's personalized. It could be, generic text in here, so it's usable for everyone, but it's connecting with the salesperson, showing they have a point of contact. I mean, we in like the software space do this too, right? That's what the whole team here is for. We want to give faces for people to reach out to talk to connect with, so that they can get help. So you want to do the same thing, express that you got a person on the other end to this, and they can help you out. And then the other one on the right here, something like an About Us page is pretty common. Throw your logo in the top left there. Talk about the business you do. Talk about your business. Are you veteran owned? Are you 30 years in the industry? Whatever your differentiating factors are. Maybe you're a GC and you're doing roofing and you're super experienced. Whatever that might be, good opportunity to connect with homeowners and tell your story at the same time. Makes you look good, helps connect. So yeah, that's connecting with homeowners. There's lots of different ways you can do it, and actually, a lot of these other elements we're going to show from Canva also help you connect. So they all do help. The other thing that's in by default in the new sales experience is the intro page. So similar to the salesperson page, there's the intro page in there. But if you want to jazz it up a little bit, make it a little nicer, you can throw kind of Canva pages in there as well. Second thing, this is, I think, a big one. I think educate and remove risk are the two biggest, I would argue. Educating is just all about reducing confusion and uncertainty for homeowners. And, when people are confused, they don't quite feel confident in what decision they're making. They're going to slow the sale down. So they're going to not make a decision quickly. And you don't want that. So how can you educate them? It's pretty likely they don't know roofing specifics. So giving them context, giving them handouts, help with that. Like I said, people, and you all know this, roofing, siding, whatever, they're going to be buying this once, maybe twice in their life. Like, depends where you live. Maybe in Florida, you're buying a few more roofs than in Calgary here. But either way, they're not buying a roof frequently. So you want to be able to educate them, show that you're a person who knows what they're talking about and that you're an expert on this. And you can use pictures, descriptions. Um, those roof components pages are really common. Those are preloaded into a lot of templates. Just kind of helps communicate that way. And then another thing is insurance is another one that, like, people really don't understand the insurance process. So a good way to run them through what that might be is using a Canva page or PDF on your process, or how you're going to walk them through the insurance process and help them along the way, because you're an expert. You know what's going on. You're going to know better than them. So yeah, good opportunity to both connect and educate. So some examples here. This elephant roofer is a little fake company Marty created. Um, Frequently asked questions. So just getting ahead of their concerns, educating them, connecting with them, and reducing risk all at the same time. Frequently asked questions. You can see it's like, what are the components on a typical roof replacement? What if bad wood's discovered? What does my warranty cover? How long will installation take? Do I need to be home? So yeah, you can throw these in there. That's a really common one for really high functioning contractors in the space, is an FAQ. And then on the left here, you also can do basically just a process diagram of what they're going to go through in the insurance process, or you could just adapt this to be how the whole roof, like even if it's a retail roof, commercial roof, whatever, or just general construction job, communicate with them what's going to happen. It can be general, but at least they can look at this down the line and say, okay, well, we estimated that's great. Now I got a project manager. Now I got a production manager. Now I got a project assistant. Like, whatever your process is, you might want to adapt this, but helping to communicate and educate what they're actually getting into, how it's going to work, so that their expectations are set and they're not mad at you later. Just communicating clearly. Another option, and I made two of these that I've seen people use to good effect, is they'll do a breakdown of their good, better, best. Sometimes with the line by line, it's a lot of information that doesn't mean a lot to customers, and they don't really know. You know, okay, you got tires pop, sure, whatever, sounds good, I guess. So you want to be able to educate them on the differences between packages if you're doing a good, better, best. You could break down the products like on the left here, and also just break down the price would be broken down on your actual estimate. And this would just be like a simple guide for them. Or you could break down warranty. So you could say, this is our good, better, best. This is what we're going to cover. So in the Systems Plus, we're doing a 2-year workmanship warranty, and we're using Natural Shadow. And the better, we're using HTZ. Best, we're using UHTZ, and you're getting a little bit better workmanship each time. So you could communicate your warranty packages. Also helps you upsell warranties if that's something you do. So yeah, a good way to communicate and educate customers on what the heck you're actually offering and what the differences are. And you can put a little bit about us as well, or throw your phone number in there. But yeah, a nice little page you can kind of throw in there comparing your packages. And then the next thing we want to do in our estimating is we want to solve. So we've connected with them, we're trying to educate them, and we want to communicate that we're solving their problems. So this could be here, that could be an example. Some of these things could be examples, but you want to know your problems you're trying to solve. So it could be increasing home value depending on your area and what kind of shingles you're installing. It could be just that you're a good contractor, nothing's going to leak. It could be that you're just going to take care of everything and they don't want to deal with the whole process of insurance. Like whatever their pain points might be, you want to try and address those through your estimate. So ways to do this is you could use previous projects, like maybe you did a really big fancy house, you did a killer job, maybe you offer a bunch of additional services. You could throw things like this in here, but the bottom line is you really want to solve their problems. It's a pretty simple one, actually. Mostly people understand that they need a new roof or they need new siding or whatever. A little bit more simple, but some more examples here we have from Canva. Our next thing is to remove risk. I think this is probably the biggest one. Is the greater the project, the greater the risk, the greater the hesitancy, and people are aware of contractors, like we said. Whether that's right or wrong um, is debatable, but people want to reduce risk in this process. Is a big purchase. So how can you remove risk? There's actually a lot of ways. Could be documentation, could be your communication, and some of this goes outside of estimating. So communicating consistently, you could use automations and JobNimbus to do this. You could share your certifications, you could share your contract process or your contract information. You can share product information. Lots of different ways to reduce risk. Some of it is just the professionalism of your estimate reduces risk. So documentation, you can use your terms and conditions as part of NSE. You could jazz those up through Canva as well. So you can make them a little nicer looking, or you can use the default ones. Like I said, through reliable communication, not really part of Canva, but it's important for homeowners. You throw your product materials in there. So you could use the default ones from someone like Owens Corning or GAF, or you could build your own. So let's say you don't offer Onyx Black or whatever. You could make your own color page through Canva. We actually have samples in there as well. But yeah, product information is a good thing to do here. So just showing your professional, showing the elements of a roof. And then these types of things again. So the warranty guide, again, helps reduce risk. They know what they're buying. And then another big one that we see people use to really good effect is comparing contractors. So, throw your logo on there. Typical contractor in your area, you can fill that in. Like they're new, they're small, they don't have WCB, they don't have liability, or they have low liability insurance, they don't offer financing, whatever those might be. You want to basically say, we're the best option. We do all these things. We're a professional company. So, a really good way to reduce risk is just say, hey, we are better than the typical contractor. Um, we have all these reasons why. And then sharing it here is a really good way to do that and reduce risk from a homeowner's perspective. Another way to reduce risk, actually, really, is social proof. So, um, showing that you've done work for people like them in their area, that would be ideal. You could keep it generic, but like, let's say you're in a particularly well-to-do area in uh, somewhere in Tallahassee or something like that, and you might want to get some sort of case study from someone in their neighborhood if it's an area you're targeting a lot. So social proof is really important. People like them, people in their area, people in their like income bracket even. Like if you're going to like a little bit less well-to-do neighborhood and you're showing like a mansion you did, it's like, I don't know, sure. That's like social proof of a sort, but you want to build this towards your customer. So how can you actually do that? A testimonial page is really common. Just like someone gave you a really good quote on Google, and you want to follow up with them and get a testimonial. Really good way to do it. Examples of finished work, I think previously right here. So if you wanted to do this project page on the left here, that'd be a good option as well. Sharing your Google reviews or your business or your BBB status, things like that, really good social proof. About us pages, so same thing again. You could show just a little bit more about your company, tell your story. You want to show, yeah, examples of work from people with comparable lifestyles and homes. So two examples. I mean, even having a referral program is a good form of social proof. So the fact that you are looking for referrals, maybe you get half your business through referrals. That's typical across the industry, is about half. If that's the case, I think that's really valuable to share that type of information somewhere in a PDF like this, whether or not that's in the About Us page or whatever. Like, to me as a homeowner, if you get 70% of your business via referral, you're probably good. You're probably a good contractor, or you've swindled a lot of people, but probably you're a good contractor. So yeah, having a referral program at all is a good way to say, like, look, I'm looking for referrals, so I'm gonna do a good job. Another option is just Google reviews. So if you have 3, 4, 5 good Google reviews, a really good opportunity to showcase those. And then I think in previous webinars and stuff, we've talked about automations and ways to solicit Google reviews after a job is done. But really important for this type of thing. So if you have good Google reviews, hopefully you do, share some of those. Throw them in a page like this. And this page actually isn't even from our library. You could just go to Canva and get them as well. But yeah, social proof, really important. Really great way to do is just Google reviews, BBB status, whatever. And actually, by implementing kind of this style of quoting, we've seen contractors raise close rates from 25% to 40%. So pretty substantial. Even just using NSE is actually quite a bit higher close rates than legacy estimating. But either way, this style of estimating really increases close rates and really helps you close more business and actually helps you upsell as well. That's my big rant about the sales process. I'm going to pull up Canva now, and we're going to go through an example of one of these. So first things first, we can actually find, if you go to our help center, so support.jobnimbus.com, and you just type the word Canva, it's how can I use Canva design templates in the new sales experience. So it goes through some of this, what I'm saying. But there's this link right here, custom Canva pages. And there's some stuff in here on how to do that and how to add it. But we're going to just pop into Canva, and then I'll show you how this works. So clicking this link here opens up this. And this is basically a PDF full of other PDFs. So each one of these things you saw, would have seen a lot of these in the presentation I just made. You can click on them and it will open them in Canva. It'll share it with you. So for example, there's a salesman, there's a compare contract. Actually, I use this whole page. Financing pages, insurance process pages, warranty pages, also a nice touch, terms and conditions, whatever. All these things you can click on, it'll share with you. So I'm going to click on compare contractors. It says template created by Sumo Quote was shared with you. Start designing, you go use. You don't need a paid Canva account. I have a free one. You really don't need the paid version at all. So yeah, there you go. That's your starting point. Your logo here, your logo here. So throw your logo on the left here. If I click and drag it, it's going to fill that box. So sometimes logos are square. We don't want that. So we can just delete. So you can drag this over. We can shrink it. We can shrink it. You can also just copy paste images. So there we go. There's our logo. We could put another little mini version here. It's just copy, paste, shrink. So we'd customize text now, but I'll teach you the secret Canva hack, which makes all of these look good basically instantly. Our colors are a little less vibrant on this elephant roofing, but if you right click this image in Canva and you go apply colors to page right here, it like takes all the elements and applies your brand colors. So we're like a little brown. So this is like a little brown, but here's actually a really awesome client logo. So I'm gonna throw this one on here. So a good example here, apply colors to page, boom, there we go. So like really quick to customize. And you can click this a few times. All it's doing is pulling stuff from this image and applying it to the elements. So if you're like, I don't like that one, you can just keep doing it. And it'll pull different colors from your logo. It depends how monochrome your logo is. But yeah, really quick way to do it. And then each one of these things is just a little text box, so you can edit them. So really quick to do this. And let's say we're happy with this. File, download. The only thing you have to do is make sure it's PDF standard here on the right. PDF standard, we go download. It's going to download a PDF version of it, and we'd save that on our computer wherever. Save my desktop, sure. And to put this into our JobNimbus, probably should have loaded this up before our call here, but I'm going to load it up quick now. Okay. So to load that in there, we would go to estimate settings on the left here. So where your NSC lives. And then there's this sales PDF section. So sales PDFs here. This is basically like a Google Drive or a Dropbox, or it's a storage system for your estimating. So you can pull in custom PDFs like this. So you can see sample, financing, we got an insurance process one right there. So we can click, we got to find it. There it is, uploads, and then it'll drop it, I think at the bottom. Yeah, there it is. So I got lots of PDFs in here. And when we're actually in a layout or when we're estimating, so we pop into this one, it's a fencing one. We got lots of PDFs in this one. We'd go add custom page, sales PDF. So pull from the sales PDF section. Scroll down and find the one we want. There it is. I clicked it. This changed the name to that PDF. We go view page. There we go. These don't match, I guess, but that's okay. So yeah, it's as simple as that. You just got to customize it. You can drag things around. We'll do another example. I'm going to delete this. So I had a couple more open. This warranty guide one is, again, really simple. I'm going to pull it different. We'll pull this logo here. So just don't pull it that big. Go apply colors to page. Maybe try again. And then we can change elements colors. There we go. So that could be our good, better, best for Sumo exteriors. Let's right click, apply colors to page. So yeah, lots of good examples here. The other thing you can do, and this one is actually not in our PDFs, where I pulled this from is if you just go design in the top left, you can actually search. So you can go, I pulled product comparison. Here's one that's very similar to our contractor page, but yeah, you could just search. They actually have lots of good free ones in here that you could basically just immediately customize for your business. So this was, I don't remember what I typed in to find it, but I found this one. I changed all the images and there we go. It was pretty easy. Last one we'll cover here is let's do an insurance process one. So we'll use template. So again, to get to those, we're in the help center. We're clicking this. It's opening this PDF full of PDFs. We're clicking, it's sharing, and then we are able to customize it from there. So go to the insurance one. This is my favorite one to use, I think. Throw your logo in. Throw Sumo exteriors in here. Shrink this. And then apply colors to page. And you can change everything as well. Like, I mean, everything here is changeable. You can also lock things. So like this can't be moved now. I can't click it. Like this one's not locked. So if you like are doing what I'm doing and you're watching me do where I'm accidentally dragging everything around, you can actually lock things. So you could select, lock. So now it's not being a problem, which is pretty nice when you're messing around a bunch. You can always unlock it too. But yeah, that's Canva. Again, we'll do one more time. File, download, PDF, download, download, and there we go. Save it. Copy of insurance number one. Go back into our account. Make sure we're in estimate settings. Go to sales PDFs. Click to upload. Copy of insurance. Now we got it right there. So pretty simple, and then you just got to add it to layouts. Add it to a layout so it's part of your presentation, and you can swap them in and out. So if you had salesperson one, um, really common would be having a custom page and going text, and you drag this where you might want it. So let's say we don't want this intro page. We're going to turn that off. We're going to get rid of it. And we want to use our salesman intro page. So custom page. And what I really like when people do this is they'll rename the page on the left as a reminder for sales guys. I think a lot of people have, that's the most complaints I hear from um, our owners is my sales guys don't do things right. So you can always rename this and make this as simple as possible and just say change to your sales intro. It's right here. They work top to bottom. And then if you had their sales PDF in here with their intro, they would just need to go find like Tom's intro, click it, and then now this would be part of their, this is the same one, but this would be part of the presentation or insurance and go view part of the presentation. We'll pop into one more layout and I'll do one more little example actually. So what's really common is people will swap out the intro. People will swap out terms and conditions. Inspection, it's kind of up to you. If you do it, it's useful. If you don't, people turn it off. And then a lot of people will just use our quote details page, our upgrades page. This is a really important page for getting signatures and getting deposits. And then everything else, a lot of people will PDF. So it'll be basically these two pages with the title, everything else a PDF. So color pages, sales sheets, all that type of thing. It's really common to see that. And a lot of people will have really long ones, and some people don't like that. Some people don't like long presentations. Um, but I always think it goes back to the olden days of when you had a little folder and you put all those inserts in there, and it was like more information's good, educate homeowners. Um, I think there's still value to that. It depends on the type of job you're doing and the circumstances of your area, everything like that for how complex you want this. But really common is just seeing these as our kind of two pages and then throwing everything out out and putting in custom pages for the rest. So that's Canva. I'm gonna stop my share. All right. Well, hope you folks have a good rest of your week. Feel free to reach out to us anytime, customer success, or a lot of you actually just have our personal emails at this point, I think. So
Yeah.
feel free to do that. And we'll see you. We'll see you around. Feel free to reach out anytime. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks so
Thanks,
much,
guys.
everybody.